Hi everyone, it's Robin. So I had a request on some of my card making and if I would do a tutorial. And so today I'm going to do this little tutorial on how I made the little double fold card that I told you that my friend Peggy taught me how to make many years ago. Probably 5 or maybe even 6 years ago. So we're going to make this card. And I'm just going to get started real quick. So our base needs to be 4 1/4 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then our top needs to be 3 1/4 inches by 8 inches. And on the base, you are going to, I'm going to do it again. You'll just put it in your scoreboard and score it at, whoops, we'll go this way. You'll score it at 3 inches. And then on the top, in your scoreboard, you'll score it at 4 inches. And I'd already previously done that, but thought that I would show you. And then on, let me go ahead and fold this back. Let me get my bone folder. Thought I had everything right there, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so you'll just use your bone folder. And so this is your base. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but I put my embossing folder in like this to where it would, where am I? Here we go. To where it would fall over like that, just easily, and then ran it through my Big Shot to where the front of the card here would be embossed. And this is just a like a diamond pattern that I was using today. So we have that. Then we'll go ahead and fold and burnish that with our bone folder as well. So here's our base and our top. Now to put the pretty stuff on. So to cover the inside here, you'll need a piece that measures, I thought I wrote that on here. Obviously I did not. Hang on. Let's see. I could have swore I wrote that. It is 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 4. 5 1/4 by 4. Yeah. So this piece measures 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to put that on. Just go ahead and build it as I'm talking with you. These cards, you can, these cards aren't just for Christmas, of course. You can use this layout with any of them. I've made these using only 65-pound card stock, and they're kind of flimsy. But if you have papers that are double-sided, they're, you know, really pretty on both sides, you could still use that. You know, like let's say this black piece here was, you wanted to use a pretty piece of heavy cardstock for it and it was double-sided. What you could always do is go ahead and cut your base out just like this, but then on the back back it with some 110 pound cardstock for just this area here, and that will give it a little bit more strength and won't be as flimsy and wonky. And then the same thing goes for this piece as well. And another thing that I was going to tell you is you could always, if you wanted to, you could always emboss this side of your top piece, because as you can see here, it's going to fit right inside like that. Just make sure that it's the left hand opening side that you emboss. So that's an option for you, but I'm going to do this. So this piece, I'm going to cover it like this, and this little piece measures 3 1/8 by 4 7/8. So we'll just go ahead and put this on here, and this is leaving a little bit of a border, not a whole lot, not as much as what's on the base part, but a little bit. So there we go. There's that. Now to decorate, what I did was I used the Spellbinders Nestability dies. I think I found these at, I think I found them at Tuesday Morning, but I used, I'm using a piece of red cardstock, and you can embellish this any way you want to. I'm just showing you what I did. So I used one of the dies and cut it out of some red, and then around the edge I used my Wink of Stella. You can use that, or you can use like a sparkle marker. I used the clear, or you could use the glitter ink and to go around the edge. And then I just added a piece of trim here on one side. So, whoops. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. So I'm going to, maybe out of frame, but I'm just going to put it right in the center of this. I don't want to get my head in the way. I want to get it on straight. Just wiping off some of the excess glue. Okay, so there. Now that's what we have. The next, I had one of these little pieces of embellishments from the paper pad that I'm using for this month. I had that left, and I just popped it up on some fun foam, and I already have it glued on one side, and I'm going to put it about right there. So I have found that with the fun foam, Fabric Tack or Beacon 3-in-1, which actually the 3-in-1 of this brand right here is cheaper. Just a little something that you should know, but I got a deal on the Fabric Tack when I was actually looking for Beacon 3-in-1. I believe that they're the exact same products. I just don't know why the 3-in-1's cheaper, but just so you know. So I'm going to go ahead and put this about right. No, I want to do it like this. Turn it this way. Yeah. There you go. And then I'm using the stamp set. This is a Close to My Heart stamp set that I've had for several years. It's the Yuletide Greetings. And I'm going to use this stamp that says Yuletide Greetings. And then I'm going to use this sentiment to go on the inside. I'll show you that in a minute. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Zoe's under my feet. She's come to visit. So I went ahead and printed this out and inked around the edges, and then I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a little bit of shimmer on there where I used the Wink of Stella. Oops. And if you'll notice here, I didn't put the foam all the way across, and you'll see why in just a second. I'll go ahead and put my lid back on that. And I need to put glue here. This is for people who are new to card making or just don't understand how to do this. So I'm going, part of my sentiment is going to go on top of the little embellishment piece, and then part of it will just sit on the piece that I die cut. I'm trying to get the excess glue off. There we go. See? And you can see where I've popped it up there. And the reason why is because I couldn't put, foam all the way across here, because then it would be uneven. So that's why I did that. And then the next thing that we do is, we're almost done. You can make these cards in production, like in a production line. If you go ahead and make your little embellishments to go on the front, you could make like Christmas rosettes or any kind of rosette embellishment to go on the front. I'm just trying to use some of this paper up, and so I was using those. But you can, you could go ahead and do all of your embellishments for your cards, and then cut your card bases, and then cut your pattern paper, and then do all of your embossing, and then just sit and do like a production line. You could churn out a lot of cards really quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I've put glue on the back of our little top piece, and I'm going to center it on this one, and I'm going to bring it down. I'll be a little bit out of frame, but I'm trying to do it to where I'll get it nice and straight. And I think there we go. I just want to oops. Never fails. I think I was straight, and then I second guessed myself. Oh, holy moly. Best laid plans. Never fails. Okay, so there we go. And then I need to do my sentiment. So I used another one of those dies, but this one was a little bit larger. And here is where I stamped the inside sentiment, and then I went around the edge of all of these with some fired brick is what I'm using. And so we'll just simply, and I do suggest that that you do your stamping on a separate piece of paper because, well, you all know how I make mistakes. You would hate to have this all glued down and then your stamp, you know, smear or drop your stamp back on it, or, you know, just something. Anything could happen, especially in my world. But I've just glued that in on the inside there, and I made sure to leave enough room for you to sign, you know, on it. And then there is our little card, and it is that easy. Like I said, you can do these in a production. Just get all of your pieces cut and have all your embellishments ready to go to pop on the front, and you can make a bunch of these in no time flat, and it's a no-brainer then. You know, you don't have to think as hard, and it really goes quickly. So that is our little project for the day, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you make lots of pretty cards for Christmas. Talk to you all later. Bye.